I've been doing some research about cats. Go figure. Now, it's recommended to get your cat spayed between 12 weeks and 6 months. Now, we know Foodie didn't do that. And she definitely had the cat when it was under 6 months old. So, there's that issue. It's done and dusted. We can't travel back in time. Now, in terms of injections, a cat needs to have all its injections done until about 4 months, and then it's once a year, every year, for boosters. However, if your cat needs an injection, which, because Foodie probably doesn't know when Julia's last injection was, this is probably why the vet insisted on the booster injection, just to cover their bases. You cannot spay a cat for, and now this is Western American guidelines. And you've got to bear in mind, they're not in America. You have to wait 2 weeks after a vaccination before you can get your cat spayed. Now, it is breeding season, obviously. Now, a female cat will go into heat, and the heat will last roughly 6 days. And during the duration of breeding season, a cat will go into heat every 2 to 3 weeks for up to 4 times. However, the guidelines are that once a cat has gone into heat, you have to wait for them to finish being in heat, and then anywhere between 1 and 2 weeks after they finish being in heat, they can be spayed, no sooner. Which is a very small window if the cat is going to go into heat again, between 2 to 3 weeks. So the window of opportunity to get the cat spayed during breeding season is very narrow indeed. So there is a distinct chance that Julia has gone back into heat. There is nothing that can be done about it unless she is given the injection. Now bear in mind that once she's had the injection, she has to wait at least 2 weeks before she can be spayed. The injection is not approved in the US, but you've got to bear in mind that Chantal is not in the US, and medical practices are very different in terms of what medicines are allowed and not allowed in the Middle East for both people and pets. I legitimately think we're being a little bit too hard on Foodie in this particular time. We can be hard on her for not having her cat neutered in the first place. We can be hard on her not getting her cat neutered after she first went into heat, well, after the first breeding season. The injections would have been fully approved, and the bottom line is this: Foodie needed to get the cat vaccinated before it could be spayed. Foodie needed to wait 10 days or 2 weeks, had she been in America, before the cat could be spayed after the vaccination. However, Julia came into heat. That was unavoidable. They didn't know when the breeding season was. They didn't know when it was going to be started. The fault is not getting the cat neutered earlier. At the moment, what is happening isn't their fault. It's bad timing. She got the cat vaccinated, made an appointment for it to get spayed. It's gone into heat. You have to wait 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks after the cat has been in heat to get it spayed. So they waited. No, they didn't. You have to wait 1 to 2 weeks after a cat has been in heat to get it spayed. It's obviously breeding season at the moment. The cat has a very high chance of going into heat again once it's finished this round in 2 to 3 weeks, and it could happen 3 or 4 times in total. Now, in order to get the cat spayed, they would have to, she went into heat yesterday. She's in heat probably for 6 days. So we're looking at next Friday. Next Friday, they'd have to wait a week. So the following Friday, so a fortnight from now. And there is a chance that Julia would have gone into heat again by then. The day is going to be the 29th. The 29th of November is the day where there is a chance Julia will neither be in heat and has had enough time to recover before she goes into heat again during breeding season. Now that is very, very, very limited window of opportunity because there is a very good chance she will go in heat at least a third time, if not 4. I would speculate that a vet would suggest waiting for the breeding season to end to guarantee that there is no risk of Julia going into heat and having to continuously cancel the appointments. So it's happened. Nature's intervened. The timing's very bad. Foodie can be blamed for not doing this sooner, but the moment that vaccination was given and the time frame they had to wait for the vaccination before Julia could be spayed was interrupted by Julia coming into heat. That is not Foodie's fault. That is nature. When I say it's not Foodie's fault, I mean given the circumstances, the current circumstances. Obviously, it's her fault for not getting it done sooner. But currently, as it stands, this particular little drama isn't. And we can't keep going on and going on blaming this delay because it is literally out of everybody's hands. If Julia is not spayed within 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks after breeding season has finished, then you could start riding her again. But currently, it is literally nobody's fault and out of their hands from the day that Julia got vaccinated in preparation to get in spayed. It's a series of misfortunes currently. Now, do I think Foodie is a good pet owner? Absolutely not. Do I think she should have done this a lot sooner? Absolutely. She's had many opportunities to have gotten this sorted. However, this current cycle, no, not at fault. She got the cat vaccinated in order for it to get spayed. She started making the steps and life got in the way. And yes, I am well aware that this entire argument from myself is based on the assumption that Foodie actually got Julia vaccinated in the first place. So this is hypothetical, theoretical, somewhat. I like to see, I don't know, maybe I'm just soft.